sleeping, so I'm going to be very quiet. I found something it's just so mind blowing. How is it even possible? So Denise Young posts this, right? And I've been hearing that they're saying that if someone's assumed to have died of COVID-19, right? Doctors and hospitals are being instructed to list them as COVID-19 deaths, right? So I'm like, okay, let's just check this, right? And look at this. This is the this is this isn't like, you know, conspiracyville aliens are made out of lizard snot .com. Like, this is the National Vital Statistics System, and you scroll down, and I have to zoom in, and it says it right there. Should COVID-19 be reported on the death certificate only with a confirmed test? COVID-19 should be reported on the death certificate for all this decedents where the disease caused or is assumed to have caused or contributed to death. And that leads to this. It's unbelievable. It's like a bad dream. I'm going to reply. Yeah, that means that country, there. So basically, what this graph means very clearly, or let's say this, what this graph implies. Let me see if I've got watchers close. I've got people watching. I have to be quiet. Emmy's sleeping. What this graph implies is that this massive drop in flu and massive drop in pneumonia means that they're just calling those deaths COVID-19 deaths. And so then the question is, do we have more deaths because of CV19? What is certainly concerning me is if we're building field hospitals and like makeshift morgues, is if the virus is this weak, and even Fauci wrote in his most recent report that we're looking at a 0.1%, I think he said, death rate for it. I don't even think it was for infected, it might have been for sick, right? The question then is what's coming next? And there's a New York doctor that made a video about people turning blue and being unable to breathe, if that's radiation sickness, if that's coming from weaponized use of our mobile phone grid, which the thing is, if you say it's 5G, you sound, oh, now that's turned into a conspiracy theory. But millimeter waves can be used to impact how the electrons spin on the oxygen molecule, making it difficult for your hemoglobin to take up that oxygen. Apparently, patients are turning blue. Their lungs are strong. The ventilators, the doctor from New York was saying ventilators should be set um, the way that they would normally be set for respiratory failure, because that you usually do that because the muscles around the lungs are weak. But uh, his patients, their lungs were fine. They just weren't getting air. They weren't getting oxygen. Um, there are doctors that say that diagnosis is, irrelevant, right? You should just head towards health and forget about digging around in diagnoses. And there's a valid argument for that. But here, we might have a specific enemy. It may be, enemies foreign and domestic, right? It may be a foreign enemy and it may be a domestic enemy. But if these people are turning blue and they're dying and they're not exhibiting symptoms of flu, pneumonia, or COVID-19, then that needs to be figured out and those lives need to be saved. If it's as simple as not turning on 5G, it might not, and 5G, like, the tech might be able to be used in a very healthy way. It's just, I'm really kind of sorry, but I'm going to put it at 100% chance. If you give me the budget and the time, um, the higher the budget, the shorter the time. Like, and I'm a vegan, so I wouldn't do this, but I would probably do it just to prove it. You let me hack into that network and pump up the wave, pump up whatever I need to pump up. Um, I'll be frying rabbits. Like, if it can do what the patents look like that they could do, and then the active denial system, I mean, I might not be able to fry a rabbit, but I might be able to get some, kill some elk or something. Really, I wouldn't want to kill them because I'm, vegan. But to prove that the tech is dangerous, give me some towers and, see if we can, I don't know, set some things on fire, for example. Like boil some water from afar, or like have some moving targets or something like that. So, I mean, it's military technology. So it doesn't mean that it has to be used that way. But if it's being used that way, we have an enemy. Just gotta find the enemy, detain, and arrest. That's it. It's a military operation. This is a military assignment. This is an assignment for the CIA, FBI, the police, potentially the military. That would, that's not conspiracy land. So we have a super weak virus, and I guess I'm concerned about there being beds, and I know several doctors that left hospital work because they developed very healing and curative methods to help people with particular conditions, and their superiors told them, we have to fill these beds. So they were instructed to not continue doing the developments that they themselves created and develops that they developed anyway. It's 2 in the morning. Okay, I came online because this is just, if you can see my mouse, it's going up and down. It's just, it was just too, this is something else. It's hard to believe. Anyway, always check, I'm here interested in doing the best I can to help and constantly discarding belief and constantly discarding conclusions that are wrong. So I urge you to do the same. I did that by studying rational thought, studying the scientific method, and then I went ahead and I've also done quite a bit of research into deceit and deception management. That's really interesting. It's something that, if you want, you can pick up a few books on. So, take care. I'm going to go for now. Bye bye.